Hello everyone, and welcome back to Summer Explorers Camp 2020. In this video, we're going to be making a Chinese spin drum, or also called a rattle drum. So before we get started making the drum, we're going to talk a little bit about them and tell you a little bit about where they come from, what they were used for, different things like that, as usual. So start off with the history of the spin drum in China. As I said, it's also known as the rattle drum. It is actually one of the oldest and most traditional toys in China. So traditionally, it is a small double-sided drum that has a handle and a wooden ball hanging from a string attached to each end of the edge, and that's what's used to beat the drum. So I'll go ahead and show you guys again what it's supposed to sound like. You spin the handle down here, and then as you're swinging it, these beads on the side are what is making the sound. So, the earliest form of the rattle drum actually appeared during the Warring States period, so that was before Imperial China, right before, and it was actually used as a percussion instrument, so just a normal drum-like thing. In between the Tang and the Ming Dynasty, it found its way into more like religious things or you know, philosophical things, and also business and musical activities. It became a toy for children thanks mainly to the sound, obviously. So that's the history of it in a nutshell. So we'll go ahead and get started making our drum, and we'll let you make one for yourselves. All right, so for this activity, we are going to need 2 paper plates. So you can see I've got 2 right here. You will need a wooden dowel. You'll need scissors, Scotch tape. You're gonna need a handful of beads, just a small handful, you don't need a whole lot. You'll need a couple of pieces of string or twine, and then you'll also need a hole punch or something to punch a hole with, so you can use a pen or something sharp. If it's something that's really sharp, you need to make sure you use your parent's supervision. And then you also need a stapler. So, the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take your plates and you're gonna flip them over onto the back side. And on the back side, you can color it, you can draw on it, you can do whatever you'd like to decorate your drum, make it look cool. You can color it all in, or you can just do some simple designs like I've got done here. I've done these before, obviously, so they're ready to go. But what you're gonna do is after you're done decorating your plate, you're gonna take the 2 plates and you're gonna place them back to back, or face, I guess it's kind of more face to face than back to back. So you'll put it face to face so that there's kind of a hollow spot here in the center where they meet. So once you get those situated the way that you want them, we're gonna take our stapler and we're gonna staple some of the edges to make them stay. So I like to do one at the top, and then I do one on each side. Be sure that you do not staple the bottom just yet, because we've got to put our handle in here in a second, and you'll see how that's gonna work. So as you can just see, I just stapled on these 3 sides of the circle. This one is still open presently, but we're about to do something that'll fix that. So we've got the 3 sides done. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take our wooden dowel. You can buy these really cheaply at Walmart. There was a whole pack of them that we got for like under a couple bucks. So they're really easy to find. But what you're gonna do is take the side that you did not staple, that's still open. Oop, if I can get my hand in there. And then you're gonna put the dowel in there, and you're gonna slide it all the way up until it hits the top of your drum. So you'll have just enough sticking out to be a handle for whenever you're actually gonna play it. So once you get your dowel in there, we're gonna take the stapler and we're gonna staple on either side of our drum, or on our handle, I'm sorry. And that's just gonna start securing that in there to keep it there, basically. So then still, even after you staple it, it's still gonna be kind of loose and it's not gonna wanna spin the right way. So that's where you're gonna take your tape, and you probably only need 1, maybe 2 pieces, but you're basically going to tape your dowel rod to the plate. And I just do one piece on either side just to hold it in place, so that when you're spinning it, it's actually gonna do what it's supposed to do. So, all right, so now we've got our handle in place and it's doing what we want it to do, so that's great. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna add the beads. So what you're gonna wanna do is take your hole punch or other object that you're gonna use for making holes, and you're gonna want to make a hole on either side of your drum, both the left side and the right side. All right, so now we've got our holes. So what I'm gonna do next is we're gonna get started making the bead strings. So what I did first is I take one piece of string, and you guys can experiment with the length of your string, see how long you might want it to be, so that it'll hit your drum the way you want it to. But I just thread one bead onto the end, and then I tie it into a knot so that it will stay and also hold all the other beads in place. So this might be too short. Oh, nope, it's gonna go. All right, so yeah. So you've got it tied in there. So there's one bead on, as you guys can see. So then after that, you'll just take a few more beads. I like to do about 4 beads per string, just because I feel like that's a good number. And it makes that's the right number to make a pretty decent sound. So you'll just string about 4 beads on, and you can see we've got our first bead string. So what we're gonna do with it after we finish the bead string is we're gonna take it and attach it to our drum. So you'll thread it through this one of the holes, and you're basically just gonna tie another knot. So just get it in there nice and straight. Okay. All right, so there's one side done. So we're gonna go ahead and do the other side the exact same way. So you'll take one bead, thread it onto the bottom, and tie it off. Just as a little holder so that your other beads do not slide off. All right, so we got that one on, and then we'll thread the other 3 onto the string. Okay, and once we've got that done, like so, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side of our drum. So we will take this one to this side and just knot it again. Just a real simple knot, it doesn't have to be anything super fancy. Okay, and then once you've got all of those on, you can kind of cut off the excess string, the extra string, just to make it look a little bit nicer so that you don't have a bunch of extra string hanging around. So, but that is the basic on how to build a spin drum. And see, when you're done, it'll make the spin drum sound. So that is all I have for this craft today. I hope you guys enjoyed making this with me. As always, if you're making these along with us, please use our hashtag. It's hashtag MOTRR Summer Explorers 2020. Use that hashtag to post on Facebook, post on our museum's Facebook, show us what you're doing. And for those who are participating in that, we'll be entering your name for a chance to win a $20 gift certificate to our museum store. So we're really excited to see what you guys are doing. I hope you enjoyed this craft, and we'll see you guys again in a little bit for another video. So thank you.